Think, Phoenix. You can do this. Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods really mean? A piece of evidence, so I am going... It's not gonna be this, it's definitely gonna be this. Yeah.
Take that.
The bomb transport case? I've about had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright. What? It is a correct answer, though. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar? L100? What does that have to do with anything? What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand? Now, please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. Yeah, that's the L. That's the 100, and that's the other one, or that's 15, corrected as a D. Pretty convenient. Is that gonna be the other rubble, though? Is this gonna be the R? Here? Oh, I think I see it. Atta girl. That's one on my side. Well, that was Athena that said that? It says woods. Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. What? Is that an expression? Yes. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros. Oh my goodness! Smack. The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Wood's name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case. What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D. But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. This is how the number can be matched. Erase one line. Erase two lines. This is how the number on the transport case can be matched. 2 lines? What lines are we gonna... Erase one line? You mean this? Well, I guess if this is gonna be a 1 line that we can erase. It's not 2 lines. Since we already established that the first 4 letters are actually L100. So, yeah, it's gonna be 1 line. So we're gonna have to erase 1 line. Read it backwards? It doesn't make sense reading it backwards. Erase 1 line. All you have to do is erase 1 line from the writing. Erase 1 line from where? Anywhere you like. Anywhere I'd like? Then that doesn't make any sense. No, erase the line in the D. Anywhere I'd like? Alright, I'll erase one of the O's. Woods. And what's this supposed to mean? That doesn't make any sense. Your state of mind. I believe it stands for wise, optimistic, dauntless, and serene. So that was the wrong answer? What? What in the world? This is no time for a psychology test. I can't say my state of mind is exactly serene right now, Mr. Wright. Oh, I guess erasing just one line won't do the trick. Mr. Wright, please refrain from making things up as you go along. Now, try again. So, is it 2 lines? I guess it's... It's not about reading it backwards, right? I think it's about... This is how the number of the transport case can be made to match. Erase 2 lines, I guess. The one between... the one connecting the L with the 1. And removing the D? Or the... What makes the D? This is pretty much what I try to do. But you don't actually need to erase this. This one is clear. Like, we actually already... Like, that's, this is the thing here. We already identified that the 4 letters here are actually gonna be L100. So, why would you erase 2 lines from the rest of these? You don't need to. You only just need to erase, you know, the concave line here. So... please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Curved part of the D? Loot. Yeah, that's why I didn't pick 2 lines, because we already established that this is an L and a 1. So why would, if we're gonna erase 2 lines, we're gonna have to erase 2 lines from the rest of these, which is the D, supposedly D, and supposedly S. So yeah, that's why I picked a 1 line. This is the only line that we're gonna erase. But whatever, game. Well, would you look at that? Luis? No. No, Your Honor. It isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case. Objection! Huh. Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Mr. Rye? Why didn't you erase the W though? You can erase the W. Well, would you, Mr. Rye? The only right spelling is right. Damn, these games with the puns. They should have gone with right then. They could have actually erased the W to make this even funnier. Man, I'm a better game writer than these fools. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. I'm always pressing on this by mistake. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. What? To pay. The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever saddled Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss. Then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? Good question. What does this number represent? Do you see this number here? This is my identification number. Oh, it's not just the case number. It's actually the identification number. That's actually a crucial information. Candace Arm lost her life in the court bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose. No. To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than Ted Tenate. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tenate of the charge of the courtroom bombing. Detonate? Apparently disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tenate's only speciality. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She left his ID number. She uses Mr. Tenate's own ID number to finger him for the crime. It was easier for her to write Ted, though, right? Maybe she didn't write Ted, so she... Maybe there's more than one Ted? That would have actually been easier. If they introduced someone else that was named Ted, that would have made the conclusion much easier. Like, it would make sense. Maybe they were actually gonna go that way. Maybe there's gonna be more than one person that has the name Ted. Still, she could have wrote his first and last name. Maybe his ID number is actually shorter. Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name? Hey, I was just talking about that. He's got a good point there. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tenate's name in the heat of the moment. I don't think that's it. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. So yeah, she's gonna remember his ID but not his name? That doesn't make any sense. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit. This actually makes more sense. Thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. Fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tenate's ID number. Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. It was hidden under the rubble, though. It was hidden under the, It was hidden under the transport case itself. That's why people didn't find it. Maybe? If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time. Actually, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. So, are you telling me that she wrote his name and then pulled the transport case? Maybe she wrote the number, like when she got hit. When she got hit, she wrote the number. Like she took some blood in her fingertip and put her hand under the transport and wrote it like that. Maybe that's how it happened.
Objection!
Naturally, Mr. Tenate hid it before anyone could discover it. I don't think... no, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense that he actually hid it. He could have just, you know... He could have rubbed it... the blood should be fresh. He could have pretty much rubbed the blood out. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that he actually found it when the blood was fresh. Maybe he actually found it much later. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. Oh, what? Mr. Tenate was able to cover the message up because he's... wearing these weird goggles? Was able to cover the message up because he is... a stickler for detail? The first to find the body? The first to find the body? Did he? Was he? I don't think it's... like, he is a stickler for detail, but I don't think that has anything to do with that. Was he the first one that found the body? This is the only a reasonable answer. He was the first person to discover the bloody writing. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tenate himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. I mean, are we gonna rely on him? Maybe he actually lied. Well, it is a court of law, and he should be held for his testimony. When Mr. Tenate saw the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. It could have been easier to actually. Maybe that's the idea. He actually didn't discover it until much later. And blood. I'm not gonna say that blood actually gonna be hard to remove after like a day or two. Like, you cannot actually scrub it with your hand or even your foot with your shoe on, and you know, try and rub it or scrub it with like that, and it would go off. I would assume that it can go off. It can go off. But then again, But no, that means he actually he actually discovered it much later. But then again, if he actually discovered it much later, the new blood, the blood from Apollo, and the old blood, the blood from Arm, or from blood from Candace, definitely could be visible. That you can actually see the fresh blood from the old blood, but yeah. Yeah, definitely there's gonna be like a different shade of colors with these bloods, you know, mixing the old blood with the new blood. But alright, whatever, game. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. I don't think that was the case. So those letter lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tenate used them in another incident. Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice. Exactly. Mr. Tenate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purpose. For his own purposes. Hit upon a plan? Okay. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it. Like on the spot, like that? It definitely make for a better, for a convenient scapegoat, because since it's really easy just to write out the name for Woods, and she was there, so by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind, he changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber. Courtroom bomber. Well, I guess. Who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tenate. What? He's Payne younger brother. He's already balding. God damn. Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tenate take the witness stand. Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Call me boss. Call my name, Heisenberg. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. Damn, he's gonna eat his words. I've finally drawn Mr. Tenate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Goggle Man? That's a Mega Man a boss. Now watch me take your lies apart. Dismantle your lies apart! Dismantle your lies apart! I'm a better writing than these guys. I'm a better writing than these guys. Mr. Tenate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you. I understand the situation, Your Honor. Is this a bomb, real or not? We might actually do it again. He might actually, you know, take his own life. While You know, if he's gonna if we're gonna corner him like that. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable. Ha 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 ha. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tenate. The message in blood matches your ID number. Oh, that's the goddamn box. This is why I keep my PlayStation 5. I don't have a PlayStation 5, viewers. I don't know. I'm seeing myself. I'm at a point, viewers, where I don't see any value of most of the newer console. I recently got a Nintendo Switch, and I don't think I'm gonna be buying any new consoles anytime soon. If I'm gonna buy a console, I might actually get it's either gonna be an Xbox X, Xbox One X, or an Xbox Series X, but mainly I'm gonna get that console mainly because of how good it is as for emulating original Xbox games. That's about it. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case. Such a far-fetched theory, no better than a tangled ball of wires that you can dismantle easily. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. Smack. Smack twice. They were only you were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later. I see times 2, but then I see. I see, okay. I see times 2, but then let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message? Oh. Huh. What about her other hand, though? What about her other hand? That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright? The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote the message is to analyze the DNA. Yeah, analyze the DNA, but that's gonna take a lot of time. Analyze the handwriting. Can we actually analyze the handwriting? There is no way that's the only handwriting here for her, right? We don't have any documents. Or anything. We're not gonna get penalized. Wonder if this rock has anything to do with all of that. So I'm gonna go with the analyze the DNA. Your Honor, but then again, we're about like it can be her blood, right? But that wasn't the question, though, right? The question was, how can we prove that she was the one that wrote it? It's gonna be her blood, but who wrote it? And do we know that she was the one that actually wrote it? Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. So yeah, that's not gonna prove anything. Once we know whose it is, it will be obvious as to who wrote the message. Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team. It's gonna take a lot of time. Yes, Your Honor. That's gonna take a lot of time, actually. Well, not unless they're gonna try and match it. They can take like a blood from her and then blood from the written message, and this is just a matching thing. Actually, I don't know if this is gonna actually take a lot of time or not. If we're talking about comparing two samples, then I think it's not gonna be that hard, right? Or just not gonna take a lot of time. Like, I'm talking about like when we talk about DNA tests actually take a lot of time, viewers. Like if we're like if you like let's just say that you want to compare your DNA to one of your relatives, like your one of your parents or one of your brothers or brother and sister, but one of your siblings or one of your children's. Actually, matching that takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of money too. So it's not cost efficient, and it takes a lot of time. So yeah, maybe with quantum computing, things can be much faster. Who knows? It'll be some time before we have the result of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness. I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. After the explosion, I mean, what is he gonna try and say? What is he actually gonna try to say in this testimony? Yeah, let's hear him out. I admit it was the first one on this. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. Oh, this is not how he used to read his dialogue. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. Beep boop, beep boop. There was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there's no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on the rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the blood message was found. Huh. I think we're gonna try and establish that she might have not died immediately. I think that's the idea there. Maybe. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? I mean, that's not gonna... That doesn't mean anything. It's not like you're gonna make our argument obsolete about her being the one that wrote that code or that ID number. Precisely. It is as plain as day that she couldn't have written it. That's true that the body was discovered near their entrance to the room. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. Okay, that's a bigger photo here. As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. That's new evidence. She must have died after hitting her head there. Courtroom bombing photo added to the court record. Oh, as a new photo. As a new photo or as an updated one? Courtroom bombing photo. Crime scene photo of the aftermath of the courtroom of the courtroom number 4 bombing and the victim. Let's take a look at it. Oh, they did add the photo. What's different here other than like this rubble hitting her there? Can we not see her, her hand? What's different about this photo? What's, not gonna say it different. What's special about this photo compared to this one? This is from a different angle. I see. All right then, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? Infallible. It's not infallible, have a nice day, it's infallible. Hey, look, man, you thought I know how to read? You thought that I know how to English? I don't know how to English. We're not gonna use the emotion, whatchamacallit. Alright, let's go ahead and press every dialogue here.
Hold it.
Why were you the first person on the scene? Why? To secure the area. It is a regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first. You haven't been given the order though. In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you? But that doesn't make any sense because from the evidence, it looks like he didn't know that it existed at first. Well,
Objection.
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Interrupt what? Mr. Tenate is about to give testimony that will show just how wrong your reasoning is. What is he objecting about? We didn't interrupt his testimony. Darn, I think he was just about to say something interesting too. Really? Is the next dialogue gonna be interesting? Is it gonna be important if I press him? When I went in and saw the aftermath, well, it was quite the disaster. There was no blood writing there at the time. You mean at the same place? He's saying that there wasn't any blood here. So that area was covered. That area was clear. The case wasn't there to block that. Maybe. Let's press him. You were able to tell this even with those goggles on? With these goggles, there is no way I could have missed something like that. I can see quite well with them. In fact, I can see your hair. I can see every hair on your spiky head. Spiky head? I don't think his head is spiky. It's his hair. You have a few grays, Mr. Wright. Uh-oh. What? I do have a lot of gray hair. Feels bad, man. Join the club, Phoenix. Join the club. Poor Mr. Wright. You're always working so hard. Keep our office together. Wait a minute. I don't have any gray hairs. Just kidding.
Objection.
I object to the witness attempt to prematurely give me gray hair. Mr. Tenate, This card frowns upon untoward comments on a present heir, or lack therefore, or lack thereof. I'm sensing a great sorrow coming from the judge. Yeah, he's a little bit better. I would take having a full head of gray hair, viewers. I would rather have that rather than being bald. Being bald? Nah, fuck that shit. My apologies, Your Honor. May I please continue my testimony? Anyway, there's no way Detective Arm could have written it. Why is that? Smack! If she didn't write it, then who do you propose did? I mean, Apollo? Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods. Dying? Dying? Okay. That's interesting. That is interesting. That's actually interesting. He thinks that Apollo died? I don't think this is a mistake. This is intentional, viewers. It's not like there's an an error in the writing or whatnot in the localization. No, I think Tenate thinks that Apollo died. A final message from your poor subordinate. Poor Mr. Justice. I'm starting to get all misty-eyed. Apollo's not dead, folks. So how can you be so sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message? That's a good question. It is very simple. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. Okay.
Hold it.
Do you imagine she was thrown back by the force of the blast? Huh. A bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, from the aftershock. Actually, not a lot of people understand how bombs work. Like, let's just say that I'm gonna give an example of a nuclear bomb explosion. People need to understand that the aftershock can actually turn your intestines and guts into literal juice, because the aftershock is gonna push you, and it's gonna push every single body towards you. I think the bone might actually get fractured or whatnot, but it's not gonna be. It might actually. It depends on how close you are from the explosion, of course, and the tenacity of the aftershock. But the aftershock itself is gonna do damage to your heart, spleen, kidneys. It's gonna turn them. It's gonna turn them into liquid juice, pretty much. That's how people die from explosions. Which is, yeah, your heart, brain, stomach can just burst inside your body from the aftershock. A bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, but also substantial secondary damage from the blast wind, or, blast wind or aftershock. Detective Arm unfortunately hit her head on some rubble. It is stated in her autopsy report as well, Cause of death, trauma, to back of head. That's true. Which is very clear here. Back of the head. Ah, the autopsy report. I'd better take another look at that. Caused by impact. With a flat object. It's a flat object. And this doesn't look like it's flat. Okay. Maybe this is a contradiction here. Now, do you see Detective Arm could have couldn't have written that message? The reason for that being she was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
Hold it.
It is actually interesting that he thinks that Apollo is dead. Isn't it possible she could have crawled to the area of the bloody message? It is possible. If that were true, then how did she return to the spot near the entrance? Maybe she crawled back after writing it? You have to prove that, you stupid idiot. Hey, did this guy just humph me? Would you like to get down on the floor and give us a demonstration of your theory? What? Huh? No, thank you. The victim's body and the writing are several yards away from each other. Yards? You guys are using yards. Use meters. You stupid idiots. Stupid Americans. There's no way she could reach.